Anyway, continue on. Investing in America. Infrastructure. We can't have the best economy in the world if we don't have the best infrastructure. And for generations, American infrastructure was the envy in the world. Really? Really? Because in my mind, the fact we don't have a major train system that like connects all the major cities in the USA, and that like in many places the only way you can get to like places to drive, I don't think that makes us the envy of the world. I guess in some people's eyes we are. I don't know who. Maybe Americans, we feel that we are the end of the world with our infrastructure. I guess. If you're like cars, I can see that. We are a car nation, that's for sure. But there's more like downsides to that than like upsides. Continue on. But over the years, we have stopped investing in it. We fell to like a 13th in the infrastructure rating. Okay, I don't know how that rating works as well too, and I might quibble with its rating as well too. The Trump administration declared it infrastructure week every week for 4 years and never build a thing. The Democrats can do the same, so like, okay. But under President Biden, we finally rebuilding our roads, bridges, and like airports. I'll give this to Trump. He wanted to build infrastructure. He just wanted to build a wall. That's all. But under President Biden, we're finally rebuilding roads, bridges, ports, airports, water systems, electric grids, broadband, and like paving more and paving the way for a great American infrastructure decade that will help create hundreds of thousands of good union-paying jobs. Now, unfortunately, sometimes that also means improving like the Andrews Line 3 like pipeline. Other like pipelines that are going through indigenous lands for like bringing tar sand and oil from like Canada to like other places to like refine them as well too. That also means infrastructure. Now, the expanding broadband as well too. Lynnaquin and NaztheNeko benefited that. That was from the governor of like Wisconsin, but like their farmhouse that like their Lynnaquin's mother owns out in the middle of like nowhere or something like that now has like broadband internet as well too, and so Naz and Lynnaquin have like broadband and are able to like stream regularly. So there's some benefits in that. And sure, good paying union jobs as well too. Yeah, that's great. Hey, no, it's like for as long as like it has to be the social contract that like you have to have a job in order to like get money in order to pay your bills and pay rent and something like that. I guess it, like having jobs is like good as well too and necessary. Hey, if we are going to have jobs. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bullshit jobs as well too, and like I'm not sure if like the society is going to like tackle that or like decides that like we are not going to have as much like jobs as well too. Anyway, get doing that. The bipartisan, well, this is like what like kind of like alerts me to that sort of thing. So the Republicans have to agree on this too. Probably because it benefits their like rich donor class as well too. Which again, the rich donor class benefits and gives money to both parties. Continue on. The bipartisan infrastructure law is breaking ground on over 57,000 projects across like 4,500 communities nationwide. We're rebuilding major roadways from the Plantic Bridge, a vital link between like Wisconsin and Minnesota that carries more than like 4 billions in goods in a year through the largest Great Rates ports to key stretch of the I-10 outside of Phoenix that sees 126,000 vehicles a day. We're making the biggest investment in public transportation transport in history, and at last, building America's first true high-speed like railways. I believe when I see it, honestly. We were repairing every single toxic lead pipe in the country within a decade, so every child can like turn on the faucet at home, at school, and drink clean water without like risking cancer or brain damage. I believe when I see it, and doesn't Flint still have that problem with the water? That's part of one reason that like uh the Democrats lost like Michigan in 2016 because like Obama drank the water in Flint, and that so tastes fine to me as well too. Basically saying to the people of Flint, come on, just like drink the water. You're not gonna like it. You still have clean water, even though their water pipe system is so broken. If last I knew. I don't know if it's been fixed at all too. And then Nestle is just like farming like water from their reservoirs and their aquifers is in Michigan and selling it to like nationwide as well too, while Flint still doesn't have clean water. Yeah, water's a vital resource as well too. But if you can profit off it, it's more important for companies to profit off it than for like the everyday people to have like clean water. In some places, still get the warning of a boil water advisory as well too. Anyway, continuing on. We added over 80,000 megawatts of new clean power capacities, the equivalent of building 40 Hoover dams to help shrink energy costs and meet ambiguous climate goals. Ambitious climate goals. I thought that was ambiguous. My dyslexia and neurospiciness as well too. Continue on. We're bringing affordable and relatable, excuse me, reliable high-speed internet to every American households. Again, that actually worked out for like Lynnaquin and Naz, even though it's like the Wisconsin governor that like approved it or mandated it as well too. But maybe there's like some federal grant program that also helped facilitate that as well too. So I can believe that as well too. And I guess like that's one of the things. So if I need to hear about it or I need to know it happened or like someone that like benefited from that. But here's another thing too. It's like it's not like I'm not informed. It's like that. Like if someone never reads the news or never follow politics and something like that, I can understand how they would probably not know about like what like the Democrats are doing or what is happening as well too, like that. But I do like follow the news. I regularly listen to the daily podcast of Democracy Now, Navarro Media for British politics. It can happen here, but I also listen to the NPR politics podcast. So someone that a political podcast that would be probably more pro the Democrats or like neutral in between Democrats and the Republicans, unfortunately, and like be like as neutral as can be, but from a state-run kind of like thing or state finance kind of like institution like NPR, so I listen to like NPR. So if I'm not hearing about these sort of like things that like they're doing, that they claim they're doing. And it's like, where's the evidence at that? So that might be a problem, and that might be a problem with which the Democrats always have a problem with. It either they don't take credit for things, they don't like to boast about like the things that they're for, and they they either don't take credit for it, don't boast about it, or it's just like, oh, but this was a bipartisan effort. So then like they see grounds tokens to say, look at the Democrats, they don't do anything because they don't talk about it, that sort of thing too. Oh, so it has to take like enough people that like benefit from such things like having high speed like internet as well like that. And maybe I don't feel the benefits of like high speed internet because I already got it and it's like already plugged into like this area. So like it's just like used to it. It's kind of like when one fish says in another. Do you notice about like something funny in the water all around us as well too? And the other fish saying, "Wait, but there's water all around us." I guess like I don't. I know about all these other things too because like I already got plenty of electricity and high speed internet as it is too. But I know like some people getting high speed internet for the first time as well too. So high-speed internet. It's continuing on. High-speed is as vital to our economy today as electricity. First, as a century ago, Americans need to do their jobs, to do their homework, to access healthcare, to stay connected. No, that's true. With like the Affordable Care Act having been on a website of like .gov and something like that, having like internet to be available to all people and accessible to all people is important for them to also be access to the benefits as well too. Continue on. But for a full 45 million of us still live in areas where there's no high-speed internet. Democrats are closing that divide. These projects do not just like build infrastructure; they create hundreds of thousands of like good jobs for like Americans.